Welcome back, my friends. January 21st, 2019, 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys, we are already dealing with another winter storm. This is Winter Storm Indra, Indra. Caroline, aka Type X Files, has just told me that it actually spells another word. It spells the word drain. It could spell NRAID. Lots of cool stuff you could do with that name. But yes, we are already on the heels of another winter storm, guys. And also to add to that name a little bit, the actual meaning of it is possessing drops of rain. So, Indra is the name of the ancient Hindu warrior god of the sky and rain. He is the chief god in the Hindu text. So, very interesting name they chose for this storm. As you can see, we have 15, maybe 16 states under winter weather advisories as we speak. Already dumping a significant amount of snow in Utah. These states, guys, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, basically Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, all the way across that same I-70 corridor until you get to about the northern border of Missouri here has been just getting decimated with these snowstorms. This one you can see is kind of curling up a little bit towards the Great Lakes. This actually might end up being a rain event for most of the Northeast. Again, it's all going to depend on the timing of the jet stream. We do have a jet stream dip coming in just as this moisture is coming under the Great Lakes and over top of it. We'll take a look at that on Tropical Tidbits. But guys, just look at this mess. We got a big old mess going on once again. Just as Harper is exiting into the ocean, stage right. What else have we got in there as far as the warnings go? We got some high wind warnings. We have wind advisories. All sorts of heavy wind going on in the southwestern states. That's because of an upflow coming across the Baja. We always talk about that as a source of moisture for some of these storms. We usually get a low pressure system from the top coming down from Alaska's portion of the Pacific, and then we have that moisture that gets sucked up from the Baja region of Mexico, usually across Mexico and Texas, causing severe weather in Texas and Louisiana, sometimes Arkansas and Oklahoma involved in that, and then we get that I-70 cutoff line, which you're seeing right here. This is where that storm is cut off right now. So as far as expectations on accumulations, actually, let's read some boring text first. Winter Storm Indra will track across the nation's northern tier this week. This system is not expected to be as strong as Winter Storm Harper, so keep that in mind, but we still want to be prepared for these storms. It is freezing in the Northeast. Like, I almost got frostbite last night. The tip of my pinky is still numb from trying to film that eclipse, and my shots didn't come out as good as I wanted to. I'm actually filming the moon right now. It looks beautiful. But anyway, some travel impacts are possible along its path. Clearly, we saw that on our county-by-county chart right here. Definitely going to be a pain to travel anywhere in this area as of right now. Okay, let's continue on here. Indra will add snow to some areas just hammered by Harper. So it's taking a similar track, but again, once it gets to the Northeast, it's kind of up in the air whether this is going to be more of a rain event, a cold rain event at that. Let's say that to get it out there, because we still have that Arctic dip just completely keeping us at 0 and below, which is just not fun. It is bitterly cold outside. And as far as the Arctic air goes, this is a quick article, really quick. After a brief moderation in temperatures, more Arctic air will arrive late week. Parts of the Midwest could be colder than was observed in the last few days. And if you remember in the last few days, let's see what we got here. These are current temperatures, guys. So look here. We got 11 North Dakota, 20 South Dakota, probably very similar along the border here. We got 8 degrees at the north end of Minnesota. And then when you get to the Northeast, we got 1 degree, 3 degrees in New York, 7 in New York, 5 in New York, 4 in Northeast Pennsylvania. That's where I got right now. Wind chill like -3, -4, just sickening. It just makes me sick. And then here's the wind chills, -12 they're showing here. A -17 in upstate New York, -13 in Maine. We got -3 at the northern edge of Minnesota. So point being is the cold air is there, guys. So any moisture coming across this area, boom, snow, ice, dangerous travel conditions. We got to keep an eye on that. It's not about how much snow you get during these storms. It's about the ice, too. Just driving from one office I used to another was horrible. It was sunny out and everything, but the ice was just so bad. I had to drive like 15 miles an hour the whole time. Took me 4 times the amount of time to get to where I had to go. It's just not a good time to travel, and it's not looking like it's going to change anytime soon. So, all right, with that said, let's look at some radars. And right off the bat here, you could see that just the amount of moisture involved with this storm is certainly there. Check out this anomaly, guys. I love seeing stuff like this. When this thing goes to frame 1, watch how Harper exited the northeast here, and then watch this distinct line. It's unbelievable shot here. Just the definition of this is just incredible, and having it whip around top like that. Unfortunately, this looks like it's heading right towards Ireland and the UK, but still very, very amazing sight to see. But here is the moisture being poured in, basically coming in through central California, and then through Nevada, and then down across the Rockies into Utah. That's where we had the snowfall in Utah, and now making its way across the upper Midwest, I'd say. We're a little bit above central U.S. right now. St. Louis, you are involved in the warnings for this, but I think more of the snow will be falling in Iowa and Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and then moving towards the east. We will see more as it comes. But, guys, not only this one, but you could see another big, big wave coming. So, again, I can't stress this enough. We're going to be dealing with wave after wave of these low-pressure systems that are going to come across the U.S. and either be major snowstorms or major rain events, depending on the El Nino dips in the jet stream and how cold it's going to be. Obviously, this thing, anything touches here is going to be snow and ice. That is why it's so bad out, even though it's actually clear skies for once. I'm filming the moon as we speak, like I said. So, and finally, let's check out, actually, no, not finally. Let's look at our water vapor chart first. You can see the dense water coming in. Like I said, a lot of it coming through central California. And then we got the Baja pole right here. So this is the Baja of California and Mexico. Crossing Mexico, also going into Texas, bringing more rain to Texas. Last thing they need. Louisiana doesn't need any more rain. We got some severe weather coming up in the next few days that could affect areas of the Panhandle as well. But here you go. Here's our main set of moisture for Winter Storm Indra. Again, it's a mixture of 2 storms. You can see this curl coming here, causing a mess over Nevada and the Midwest states, and then making its way to the west. So, all right, and as we can look at this chart one more time before we get to tropical tidbits, just keep an eye on these states that are being covered, and then we can get a good look of how this is actually forming. So this is set for Tuesday, as in tomorrow, the 22nd. This will be 6 hours from now. You can see the buildup here, and this is why the warnings are all being put out in front of this storm. The moisture is not there quite yet. It's beginning to head in that direction. So you can see by hour 12, that moisture starting to hook over top of Minnesota and then down right underneath the Great Lakes. That's where things get kind of hairy, is right about there. Low pressure system, boom. Right over Kansas. This is ground zero. Once again, guys, I'll repeat this until the day I die. This is where our storms really blow up and really take form when it comes to 2 sources of moisture. Usually the bombogenesis storms, they will come a little more shallow and then up the East Coast and then drop millibar in pressure between Florida and South North Carolina. And by that time, we get a bombogenesis effect, which is a 24-hour millibar drop, or 24 millibars dropping in a 24-hour period. Sorry, I'm very excited today. Very, very excited. Okay, so anyway, low pressure over Kansas. Or is that Kansas? Yes, it is, right above Oklahoma. There's Kansas right there, low pressure. As we move into the end of Tuesday, you can see that low pressure starting to turn around. High winds. We're going to have high winds definitely in Iowa come Wednesday. And then as we approach Thursday and Friday, that's when it's going to get interesting. Now, we got this severe strip of weather going up through Louisiana. We just talked about that. That's once this storm, the low pressure is cross the threshold of Mexico, it then begins to pull moisture out of the Gulf. And that's what causes these severe weather storms that pull out into Louisiana, southeastern Texas, Mississippi, Alabama. And this is the perfect setup for that because the jet stream is just low enough to where the south is going to be rain. You can see a little bit of a blue strip going down into Texas. That's pretty interesting. But then we got the warmer Gulf mixture with that. The front of it's going to be rain, but everything north of that is going to be snow. And whenever we see these low pressures over the Great Lakes, all I think about is lake effect snow. So those of you in those areas that lake effect snow is an issue to you, please be prepared for this one. This may hit you harder than anyone else. But again, a little bit more to look at in the coming 36 hours, I'd say, to really get a good idea about where this thing is going to hit the hardest and what areas just need to be on watch. Anytime you see yellow on these charts, guys, that's severe weather. So if you live along this strip, Tornado Alley, Tornado Valley, your choice. You want to very much focus on this, to say the least. So that's pretty much the storm as of now. I don't want to go too far ahead. We could see some coastal stuff going on here that doesn't look too fun. But again, we have time for change. It's the 21st. This is 3 days from now. So it will be something similar to this, but the amount of snow and the cold, we just can't really tell yet. But these are severe storms right here along the East Coast. So East Coast, prepare for some more unfavorable weather. Let's put it that way. I was going to use another word, but we try to keep this PG here. Let's see what else. Let's take a look into the future really quick. And yeah, just more of the same, guys. We're just going to have to get used to this. Not much is going to change this winter. The only thing we can hope for is to get out of this Arctic blast, so not every bit of moisture that touches the Northeast or even down into Tennessee and Kentucky turns into snow anymore. So, all right, guys, with that said, I've said enough. 6.0 earthquake just struck in Indonesia, by the way. So, hope everyone there is safe. I'll get another earthquake update out as soon as possible, as there has been insane amount of seismic movement, guys. So a lot going on in the world. We had the eclipse last night. I hope you guys all enjoyed that, whoever saw it. And Caroline and I thank you guys so much for the support, the donations, everything. Couldn't be more grateful. It means the world to us. It's a big help, and you guys are the reason why this channel exists. Thank you guys so much. Hashtag into family. Hashtag bipolar weather. Hashtag see you later. I'll be back soon, guys. Bye-bye.